welcome back to Access. I'm Nathan. I'm here with Dave.
Hello.
Dave, this is Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, look at it.
Ratchet and Clank on PS4. And the video that you're watching is 5 reasons you're still going to love it.
Yeah, one of them has to be how good it looks. My God.
Oh, stop it. That's later.
Okay, sorry.
Well, that's not first. First of all, obviously with any Ratchet and Clank game, it's the weapons, Dave.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
So we're going to start with just the basic stuff, really. This is the combustor. I mean, Insomniac Games, this is something they did with Ratchet and Clank, which is kind of the series that lots of people know them for. They also did that with the Resistance series. They just love making cool guns.
Yeah, who doesn't love a cool gun?
And this is the combustor is like the kind of the basic thing. I think in a moment I'm going to switch out to fusion grenades. The preview build that we're playing here, this is a mix-up of the stuff that we've already shown on the channel, and then like the other areas that were available in the preview code.
Okay.
So here's me firing a grenade. Basically what I'm saying is that we have all quite early guns.
Yes.
They're just a taste of the kind of... They get really imaginative, and some of them are very strange.
I was going to say, like, cool guns is a bit of an understatement. There's, like, cool guns, and then there's, you know, things that I know that are coming up in this video, which are like...
Exactly. So this is a slightly... this is kind of the second or third planet now that we're on to, just kind of showing you slightly different areas. If you did watch that first one. Now this is our next gun. So we just had fusion grenades. This is the proton drum, which is like an area of effect kind of deal, where you kind of throw it in, and it's really nice because it kind of it really disrupts enemies' attacks. There was lots of kind of three-way battlefields in here. You know, like slime monsters attacking like these guards, and then us coming in and just going, do you know what? Bang.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of the huge things in Ratchet & Clank with weapons is that you get to level them up by using them, and then you get to upgrade them by collecting, I think it's rare Ratanium. For now, though, we're going to go out on a highlight here, Dave, which is Mr. Zircon.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Zircon is cool, but if you don't do anything for a long time, Mr. Zircon says...
Mr. Zircon is born.
Nice.
I love that he talks about himself in the third person. He's basically just a little sentry bot that comes along with you. He's got a little personality, and then he can explode if you want him to. But there's loads of other stuff. And it can all be... I think we're about to see, actually, the way that they do the upgrade trees in here. Yeah, there we go. This is, I think, your gameplay.
It is indeed, yeah. I'm a big fan of this upgrade tree. I really love those question marks and wanted to unlock them. Yeah,
if you surround them, then you get the thing that's underneath. And
that's Blockbusters.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have a pee, please, Bob. This is number 2 now, Dave, on our list. And number 2 is just platforming.
Yeah.
Which I know is obvious, right? Of course it's a platformer. This game is a reboot / remake of the original PS2 Ratchet and Clank. And back in the olden days, which is when this game came out, platforming was like a thing. Now I think gaming is not completely moved on, but I don't think we're as platformer heavy as we used to be.
No.
So playing this in like super lovely kind of 3D, and you know, just like with updated graphics and stuff, it just made me remember what things were like.
Yeah, certainly in some of the games that I've been playing, I wouldn't want to make a sweeping statement, but it does feel like it's sort of an art that's been lost or put aside, hasn't it, in favour of other kinds of gameplay mechanics. You don't see so much platforming anymore, or I don't. Or
sometimes you might get like, you know, parkour's a thing. It's like we're all too grown up to say platforming. Do you know what I mean? But just jumping around, why are these blocks moving in and out? No real reason.
Yeah.
Well, this is actually an obstacle course. Why is there a helicopter that comes out of Clank's head?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you.
Because it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can platform.
And it really is interesting, like going back to, like, I think that, oh man, talking about how fun it is to
Bad
platform,
memories.
Dave.
Bad memories.
This is like a little speedrun bit that Dave did. Don't worry, Dave, I've only shown the end. This is probably go number 5.
This could be any number of goes.
But this is, I think anyone who gamed in the 90s or the early 2000s will recognise this kind of design. You have to get through an area, there are loads of enemies, maybe don't actually attack them. Also, it's like against the clock because the water is going to fill up and drown you and make you slower. Yeah, a bit of panic, bit of furious restarting.
It was a bit of a difficulty spike, this bit, but it was, you know, only for a while, and then when I passed it, I felt like a king.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was like, you know, it just makes you have to do everything right. You go through it and you find out what you have to do right, and then it makes you do it right, and then you progress, and then it's fine.
And then everything was fine.
Exactly, and I'm not bitter about it at all.
So this one is just, you were right, Dave. I just wanted to spend a bit of time just talking about how nice this looks, and this is like a bit of genuine gameplay, which I didn't put in the first video, but it's where I stopped and just went, oh man,
yeah,
look how nice that looks.
I know.
This is the opening kind of battlefield that you start on. This we did throw into that first video, just a kind of a shot over over the lovely kind of fields bit on the cliff top. This is a section from later on.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of airship
That
stuff.
looks fantastic.
It's a real kind of sci-fi thing, isn't it? You know, like city in the clouds, loads of kind of railways. Quite Bioshock in a way.
I don't want to say the old cliche, Nath, but it's like a Pixar movie, isn't it? It's like playing a Pixar
the
movie.
thing is, like, the Ratchet Clank games looked incredibly good on PS3.
Yeah.
Well, on every platform, but I think by the time we got to PS3, that level of kind of power of the console, I remember being in the office when it came in and just going, like, we're all gobsmacked.
Yeah.
And this is obviously better, you know.
Yeah.
So there's only so much gobsmacking I can do.
Yeah.
And this is just my favourite thing to do in the game, by the way, just as a show of how nice it looks. When you get them bots, which you use for upgrading your guns, I just don't get bored of doing this. There's so much, just loads of it in the footage of just, it explodes and it comes back. It's so satisfying.
It's so nice, isn't it? It's like hoovering, but effortless hoovering.
Effortless hoovering. That's what everyone
I'd
wants.
hoover if it was like that.
And then my other favourite thing, which I did mention a few times while we were actually playing, is the fur.
Yeah.
I like what they've done with Ratchet's fur.
Oh, I don't know. You've gone too far now, Nath. You've gone weird.
Look at his furry ears, Dave.
They are good.
All right, number 4.
Rob?
Someone put it in the comments. This is the humour in the game, which again is like, I think it goes hand in hand with the platforming. This is a character called Skid McMarks.
Nice.
For instance,
I think you stuttered there.
Yeah, Skid McMarks. It's a real kind of Insomniac thing again. And Ratchet Clank has always done this kind of, not just daft names, bit of fourth wall breaking. The setup of this game is that Captain Quark is retelling the story from prison. So every now and again something ridiculous will happen, and it will, you know, like they will poke fun at the fact that the way he's telling the story is wrong.
Yeah.
They've always done that kind of thing. This is the big bad guy explaining how evil he is.
Nice.
I hadn't noticed before when we were playing it, but it's got like a parody version of the theme song from Terry Gilliam's Brazil playing in the background.
Wow.
It's which everyone will probably know better as the theme from WALL-E.
Yeah. That's cool.
Which is obviously like a Orwellian dystopia.
Yeah.
So it suits it really well. And the game, it's just really playful.
Yeah.
Like you just don't have to be serious. You know what I mean? It's like a game about hitting things with a wrench and really amazing guns and collecting bolts.
Yeah.
And it just has fun at the same time. And it reminds me of, like, when we were playing it, really reminds me of kind of like Saturday morning cartoons. That just kind of, everything's just slightly big, like this.
Yeah, that's so good.
Drek Industries is working for you.
Drek Industries is not working for you.
And the little warning at the end. And even this one, this is Quark telling the story, and he kind of says, you know, that they had to fight this T-Rex. And then the guy in the prison says, I don't think they had to fight a T-Rex. So the whole thing pauses, and then this plumber dude is, his little sign-off is really funny.
See you in the next reboot.
That's a great look.
And then obviously like Captain Quark, who I was trying to explain this to Rob last time we played, because Rob loves Captain Quark.
Right.
And I like that he's there.
Yeah.
But I think I'm supposed to hate him, and I really hate him.
Right.
Like I really hate that he's always getting, you know, he's always claiming everyone's glory, and that he's just wrong. I just don't like him. I don't like him.
I don't think you can be supposed to like anyone with that big a chin.
No, exactly. Right, number 5, the final one. This one gets an entry on its own because it's the coolest gun in the game that we played, and it's a favourite on Access anyway. We've been featuring it in videos for years. It's the Groovatron.
Groovatron.
And the Groovatron is back, and if you don't know Ratchet Clank and you don't know the Groovatron, this is the perfect example of one of the ridiculous weapons that Insomniac puts into their games, where you fire a disco ball and it kind of hypnotically makes all of the enemies that are affected in its area dance.
Yes.
And then you can kind of shoot them. And what I like is, I've never used it like in a game before that I can remember, but obviously we've used it enough to level up really quickly there. But we saw a tank, and having upgraded it, we wanted to know if the tank would dance.
I'm so glad that you've put this in. I've got to admit, I was cynical and I didn't think that the tank would dance.
I know.
How wrong I was.
I know, Dave. And the squad formation dancing as well.
It's great.
And what's cool about it is you get into one of them situations where you know that every enemy in the game has a dance animation. So you always want to, if you come across a new enemy type, you're like, well, I've got to fire the group.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can find out exactly what it does.
This is actually tactically a terrible move, but I need to see the tank dance.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
not firing at it.
We don't want to fire at it. Yeah. So there's
dance for me, tank.
A moonwalky kind of a shuffle.
That's really cool, isn't it? I think that's great. Yeah, it's look at that. It's just so good. I love that they've had to design this tank with dancing in mind.
Like how much more work it is as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, like, is there a guy who's in charge of all the animations for the Groovatron?
I want to meet him.
I don't know. So that's 5 reasons that you will still love Ratchet and Clank. If you have a heart. Stay tuned to Access. We've got loads more about PS4, PS3, and PS Vita coming up.